I got up this morning before I started to work, I put on my Dolly Parton shirt. I have this little t-shirt, and it certainly makes me think of her and how much she will be missed. So now I'm going to get to work, and certainly will never forget Dolly. So today I'm working on a little project. I thought I'd share it with you. I'm going to make moats, ant moats or insect moats, so that they don't get down into the hummingbird feeders. We have a lot of hummingbirds, and it's like a job trying to take care of and feed them every day and clean those feeders out. But the ants become a problem because they're trying to go after the sugar source. And ideally, I should have had a deeper jar lid, but because I've saved these, my husband eats a lot of peanuts, and I kept thinking, no, there's got to be a project that I can do. Yeah, I'm one of those. I save everything. And so I have, I think, 7 feeders I'm keeping filled up. You can hear the hummers going around right now. That keep filled up. And so what I'm using is the lids from the peanut jar. And if you had something that was deeper, ideally that would probably work better, because this will have to be filled up maybe multiple times a day. We'll have to see. But I did like it because it was red and I didn't have anything else other than something white. I'm using another thing I've saved. I can probably get 2 out of this piece. This is a hanger, an old hanger from the cleaners, and it's black, and it's kind of a plastic coated wire, so I do have to hit it with a little spray paint after, and I have all kinds of spray paint on hand, but I'm going to use this gloss 2-time ultra cover. And so I've already tried a couple of times to use this wire. If you wanted to get something more flexible, you could. Because I'm a jewelry maker, I have some tools. You probably could do it if you didn't want it to be perfect, which mine is not going to be. You could do it just with some needle nose pliers. And the other thing, you could use a wood burning tool. I have one of these hot marks. They have different little tips to go on the end. For this, I'm going to use the hot tip of this to melt a tiny hole, and there's already a little mark that's centered. So I'm going to just go in, melt a little bitty hole right there, hold it a second, and then use this wire to penetrate through there. And then what I'll do, these cutters, they're Stanley, and I use them for a lot of things. If I have 3 pairs, I can just use my hands to form the loop. But the idea is that I'm going to make a loop, and this one wasn't that pretty, but you can see where I did the loop, and it needs painting because that little coating chips off, and you could just hit it, but for the majority of it, it's still black. And then I'll make a hook at the bottom, and then what I said, you could do a flexible, more flexible wire. These are pretty rigid, but it's what I had on hand, and I'm trying to use the stuff I have on hand. Then when you come to the end of the loop, a lot of times you'll have leftover wire, and this wire, because it's so rigid, was very difficult for me to cut, and especially when it was short. You could use a Dremel tool if you had one, cut-off wheel to smooth it, or you can go big or go home. You can do what I did and be lazy and use my cut-off tool with the cut-off wheel and smooth that little piece out. It did it very quickly. Make some sparks. If it scares you, I would try something smaller, but I wanted to do it quickly. So let me just kind of run through what I did here. It's not hard to do. I just face up. This is the part that's going to hook onto the feeder, and I will show it to you after I get it all done, actually, in the working process. I'm going to go ahead and leave myself enough room Go ahead and take that back off. Leave myself enough room to do a little bit of a loop around. So I'm going to just gently, with my thumb, form the loop. And again, if you want something that's less rigid, get a softer wire. This was just something I had on hand. Like I said, where I'd taken old hangers and cut them and thought I can use that for floral design or some kind of craft. And here I am using that. You know, who knows how long ago I saved it. But you'll make you a loop and then around a few times. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. And goes many times around as you need, and it's causing the paint to peel off. And when it gets shorter, you could even make it longer. You'll want to use your pliers so you don't cut or injure your finger or hand. So this one's going to have easily 3 turns, and you really don't need it because you're not lifting anything heavy, but that's kind of the way it looks. It's pretty imperfect. You can go back in and make your little circle a little better shape. You can make it smaller if your hook doesn't need to be that big, but ideally you're just gonna use this more for functionality and keeping those ants out of the water. So I'll go back in, kind of straighten it up. I'm just gonna cut this off with my larger cutoff tool. I need to probably replace the wheel. And then you'll just go back in and finish tightening that down with whatever tool you use to cut it off. And now I have a little finished piece there. And like I said, you can tighten it down, do what you need to do to make it look better. And then I'm going to use this little box to protect the area around me. Ideally, you want to be smart, wear eye protection, wear a mask if you want. I'm outside, and I'm going to just spritz it. Okay, and you'll just let that dry. And then you'll feed this back through your little hole. Once this dries, you'll bring it up, and then you'll make a hook so that you can take your, or you could do another circle if you wanted, but I'm just going to make a hook, and I'm going to, okay, this one turned out pretty well. Use the cutoff tool and painted it, and now I'm going to glue it up. I'm going to use epoxy resin to glue it into the little red top, and hopefully that'll work to hold it. Nice. For this part, like in jewelry making, I'm going to put a little kink to the side of this, and then with my hand, I'm going to go ahead and form the hook. I'm going to be really careful when you're cutting this off. Use these, hold on to the piece that's going to be loose so it doesn't go flying. You don't want it to hit your. So once you get the little hook cut, you'll put a little dab of silicone or something here to protect yourself or the birds from getting injured on that sharp part. You could even use your cutoff tool to smooth it, round it a bit, and then put a little dab of silicone on it. But now it's ready for the epoxy, and you'll want to try to keep it as level as possible while it's setting up, which it doesn't take very long to do. This one's already pretty well set up, so it takes just a few minutes. So keep in mind that, like, I'm outside and it's warm, it smells really unpleasant for some people. It doesn't bother me, but you use equal parts of the part A and part B. I'm using a throwaway ball, and I flip it over and use the other side of it. This stuff again sets up very quickly, especially when you're sitting in a warm area. You can use a popsicle stick, or this is a throwaway brush, and you'll just mix up just enough to use on one of the moats, because again it sets up really quickly, and you're going to want to keep it as even as level as possible, and just dab it around where you brought the wire through the hole, and make it significant enough that it will make it watertight and hold your little moat in place without wobbling from side to side. Usually the epoxy resin is extremely durable. You'll want to wear gloves to protect your hands. Eyeball it to make sure that it is pretty level, and until it sets up, it's very runny and it can drip through the little hole. So you'll just have to be really careful to protect your hands and your workspace. And again, keep in mind that it has an odor to it. You can pick up this glue just about at any hardware store. Got this at Harbor Freight. Walmart carries a brand. But like I said, it sets up super fast, and it's super runny. All right, I'm just going to let that set up, and it dries clear. And if you have several made up and you need to touch up another one, add a little bit to it. In this case, I used the wire just to make me a little thing to hang from. And see, that's already setting up. See how quickly it's starting to get stringy. So I'm not even going to try to mess with that. But anyway, then once these dry, I'm going to hang the little hummingbird feeder. We're going to pour this in. We got one on top of the feeder already. Let me see if I can get that one. There's another one. They are so truly a nuisance. How it works. There we go. How you doing? Okay. Hopefully you won't have any ants. You look like a little one. That's a young male. You can see where he's starting to get his red feathers under his neck. Aw, hey sweet boy. Oh, then there's enough for both of you. He's back. Oh, they're going fast.